I am Clea Harris Jr., and this is Greenwood Today, historic Greenwood. I'm the owner of Black Wall Street T-shirts and souvenirs. It's a store that promote and sell apparel that speaks Black Wall Street and the education and history of what happened here. This is what I do down here as an owner, is to help educate, and I threw it through the medium of T-shirts, cups, mugs, plates, keychains, you name it. It's family inspired, it's family oriented, to where customers who come in, they feel that spirit. That's what we always inspire to be, to the community here and abroad.
I majored in Black history, and I have a family that lives in Okmulgee, so I was familiar with the story from when I was young. But I didn't find out the devastation of it until this past summer when it was revisited. Because right now I live in Minneapolis, and with the George Floyd incident, a lot of historical things came to fruition, and you could more in depth on what really went on. So, we just thought some businesses got burned down, but I didn't know the extent of this destruction. It was horrible.
And unfortunately, growing up in Minneapolis, have roots with Trinidad and Tobago as well. But at the school system, we did not learn anything about Black History Month until my senior year of graduating. And that's when I first realized about it, and I ended up becoming an educator as well, and took many history classes as possible, so I could learn more and more about it, and became kind of curious, but also enlightened to push forward.
Well, I think one of the most important things that we got to understand is this. We all have a spiritual connection, be it whatever faith you come from. We all have a spiritual connection. And me being a minister, first and foremost, I have to tell the people who we are as a people. We are Israel. We are the people. When you look at the curses that have followed us for thousands of years, the only oppressed people who haven't been truly free, the only oppressed people who've been taken from their native land or being in this land, things taken from us, stolen from us, rape, rob, pillage. I think Black Wall Street takes care of every situation above and beyond to show the world that, hey, look, what we can take from what happened here is to right the wrong and basically go into a humble position to repent for what we did to the so-called African Americans down here on Black Wall Street, and to make sure that our generations that are coming up behind us make sure that it never happens again. And so that's first and foremost with me, is to tell the truth. I'm on the side of truth.
We have a curriculum in this country that goes to the white American narrative. So not only with Black Wall Street, but any kind of curriculum you have, any lesson you have to infuse Black history into it, because it's just absent. So you have to let our young people know how much their ancestors put into building this country, how sometimes the odds were stacked against them, but they had to keep moving. So we have a place, and we have things that we have contributed to society and to building this country all the way through, but it's just not in the book. So as an educator, you need to make sure that our young children know their part and their heritage and what's been played in building this country. So it's in every lesson you got to, like you said, you got to infuse it in there because it's not there.
And to add, like we said, we're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're teachers in that area, and we had to add and do after-school programs. So we did programs as equity specialists, as equity administrators. I started a foundation or a program called PQ, which stands for People Empowering African Kings and Queens. We got in trouble, but that's a whole nother story. I don't even know if we have time for that. However, I consider myself a freedom fighter. The kids need to know the truth.
Every person that come in, every white person that come in, they have a humbling heart. They listen. Versus my people who come in, they're humble. Sometimes they're upset because everywhere that we have built cities, establishments to thrive as a community, along with other races, we've always been robbed, raped, and pillaged from it, land stolen. I'm using this platform and my education to educate. So when, the visitors or people in general come to my store, they can take this information back. This is still a crime scene. After 100 years, this is still a crime scene. And the blood of our ancestors are crying out. You see it. There's a certain, if you will, energy that keeps pushing you to tell the story of what happened here 100 years ago. Land still being taken. And if we don't tell the truth to what happened here 100 years ago, people being massacred, people being driven out to other states because of the skin color. If we don't tell the truth here, how 36, 40 blocks were bombed and burnt, and individuals being shot down, babies, women, and men. If we don't tell the truth, and we keep perpetuating that it was a riot, a race riot, when it was a massacre, history is going to continue to repeat itself, and that's not the legacy I want to leave. That's not the story I want to tell. I want to tell the truth. Like I said, I'm on the side of truth, and I can only tell and do my part, and that's where accountability comes in.